loving for him, I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing.
This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA.
Coach, thanks. As mentioned, we are on the North Shore of Pittsburgh. It's sold out Heinz Field in the Steel City. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they'll have excellent field position to begin this drive as he's all the way up to midfield at the 50. From midfield now, here's Jackson. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down. Well, Snead figures to be an important veteran presence for Lamar Jackson. 2 years ago, it was a disappointing 2017 for Snead. That was in New Orleans. But then had a bit of a bounce-back campaign a season ago in his first go-around with Baltimore. 62 catches, 650 yards. Did have surgery in the offseason on his left index finger, but back to full health and ready to go. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
The throw on the quick slant going to be complete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty's going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. To throw is Jackson. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, 2nd down. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Jackson going to throw again. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and
rare.
excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his second season, James Conner. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Ravens, they'll take over. They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raven 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run. It's Mark Ingram. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Throwing is Jackson. And this one's incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this 1st quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
On 3rd down, Jackson, and it's complete. Henry. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 43. Nice throw there by Jackson. You think about what a boost he gave Baltimore the middle of last year, led them to victories in 6 of their last 7 games as a starter, replacing Joe Flacco, who had the hip issue. And that strong finish was good enough for the Ravens to capture their first AFC North crown since 2012. And now Jackson's a known commodity. He's the unquestioned starter, and with increased expectations and pressure on the former Heisman Trophy winner. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
50's the mark. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Hey, Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their route, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, ball's out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 29-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. About 3 yards there to the 27.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
At the 27-yard line. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Jackson. It's caught by Aguilar. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Jackson, and that's knocked away and incomplete. And the great veteran Eric Berry back to knock that one away.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first time. I'll try to do better here. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 6-0 our score after 1. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Conner. And now look at him go. 20, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. A reminder about Sunday Night Football later tonight. It's a rematch from the divisional round last year. Colts and Chiefs from Arrowhead. Then tomorrow on Monday night, the Browns and 49ers from Levi's Stadium, where the Browns already playing their 3rd primetime game in the season's first 5 weeks. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. From the gun, it's Jackson. Aguilar has it. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Those are the types of throws that Jackson has to be more efficient with this year. He really put an emphasis on improving his passing accuracy in the offseason because last year as a rookie, 58%, that was it. And his quarterback coach said the ball is coming out of his hand cleaner, the timing looks better. That's what they're hoping for. Everybody knows he can run, but now he continues his quest to be more well-rounded and improve on his conservative 1,200 yards and 6 touchdowns he threw for last season. On 2nd and 12, Jackson throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The linebacker, T.J. Watt, there on the coverage.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
Jackson to throw on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. James Conner and the Steelers ready to get their next drive going. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and of course it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now it's Rudolph. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Conner. The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Tight on this side, bro. Tight on the left. Tight on the left. Move.
Rudolph looking to throw. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Now Rudolph on first down, and he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Now this pass to Vance McDonald complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is up to 8. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case. It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Good job, guys.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Completes it to Aguilar. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Jackson on first down. He finds Aguilar over the middle. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one goes for 30 yards. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now Jackson on first down. Complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Jackson trying to hustle his unit up quickly to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
First and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll run here with Ingram. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
The Steeler defense proving its mettle here. And now this is third and goal. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So we have reached halftime. We now proceed to the start of the second half. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go!
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start first and 10. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Conner breaks through the contact, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills, you want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Patrick Owasor gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. A well-executed safety blitz by Tony Jefferson leads to the sack. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
51 yards on the punt there.
We got this.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Mike 50. Hey, let's get this, Mike 50, Mike 50.
Here's Jackson throwing again. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Let's go.
And the blitz does come. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Rudolph. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there.
Rudolph. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Nelson Aguilar and company getting set to go again on offense now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Second and 10 now from the 27. Throwing again. Jackson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage. He has still not connected on a single pass in this second half.
And right now they're going through all the different reasons, the whys, the wherefores. Bottom line, got to find some completions in there and get their offense moving.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Jackson from the shotgun. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. All day, just like that. Just like that.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. 50's the mark, 50's the mark.
To throw again, Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Jackson will throw again. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. There's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the 3rd quarter. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. If this defense wants to stay in this ball game, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do, and right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Here's Samuels. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Out of the gun, Rudolph. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. and they're going to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
Now, I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
So they move from 136 over to the other as they come up on first down. Here's Ingram, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Check curls, check curls, check curls. That's it. Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Roughing the passer, defense.
I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. What everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson on the move to his left. He'll try and run it. So now we have Jackson slow to get back on his feet. Appears to be shaken up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. First throw for the backup Jackson. It's caught by Aguilar. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more. After this break, you're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? From the gun, Jackson. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go into this entry mode.
You got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner, 100 yards or more in a game. Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And now here's Switzer, the target, and he's got it. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now a play fake, and it's Rudolph. Washington's got it. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Conner. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. This drive's taking more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Rudolph now to throw. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Tony Jefferson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Conner. And he'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Mike 50, Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Throwing again on second down. Jackson, and he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's... able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Ravens.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. And the great veteran Eric Berry back to knock that one away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that. Away and bring up second down.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Yo, Mike's 50, Mike's 50. You must be dreaming. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Man, that's trash.
Jackson now to throw again. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Jackson, throw complete there. Rodgers. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Justin Lane, the rookie from Michigan State. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
Hey, watch this, watch this.
Ready?
Again, it's Conner. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
18 Gator.
Rip right. Shift.
This is Conner. And he's stopped up short of the 1st as they tackle him down at about the 36. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Jordan Berry now. He's been terrific so far. On the return, here's Agnew. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So Lamar Jackson and the offense down by 15. A minute 8 to go. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a 1st down. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Mike Hilton. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Down. 18 Gator. Here we go. Check the backer, check the backer.
Say go.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation.
A loss of a yard. It's now 3rd and 13.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
Honey, I dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tempo, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I copy, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, the man, oh, deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all. Dash, honey, y'all, dash, honey, y'all, dash, honey, y'all, dash, yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. Stay on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Heat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerging victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, it's glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tempo, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the dance, jump in the man, oh, deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, put on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's no need in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the Jets. The coach will regret even letting them stay in the game. Team morale took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just trying not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork fantastic. Dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like plastic. Here come the blitz, pass it. Got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. Honey, y'all dash. Honey, y'all dash. Honey, y'all dash. Honey, y'all dash. Honey, y'all dash.
big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't South.